Magandang umaga, tanghali, hapon, at gabi. Whenever you're listening to this, wherever you are, hello. It has been 2 months since I posted a video. And this week has been a roller coaster ride of emotions and staying true to what I said I was going to do with this YouTube channel was do updates that were significant to my life. So when I'm 80, 90 years old and I'm looking back, trying to figure out what the hell did you do? And why did you do that? I will be reminded of the craziness and the joy that I felt changing my life by leaving the United States and specifically coming to the Philippines. So right now I am 13,000 miles away from my family and friends, and it makes me think of the time when I was 13 years old and I told my mom, my adoptive mom, that I wanted to return to the Philippines, and she told me, you don't want to do that. And I was confused, like, why? And she told me her reasons why, and I accepted them. My entire life, I accepted them. But I always knew there was a piece of me that was missing. And I never really felt like I belonged anywhere. Nobody looked like me. I never really felt connected 100%. So I just figured that's just the way it is. And then my husband and I got married in Vegas. And there was a moment when I was surrounded by, I swear, 50 million Asians. I mean, they were everywhere. And I felt complete. It was the first time in my life I felt like I felt at home. I didn't realize that's what I was missing. And even at that time, because I was going to honor my mom's wishes of not going back to the Philippines, I never considered going back to the Philippines. I just realized I was missing that part of me, of being around people who looked like me, all that. And then my husband and I initially decided, okay, then we're going to retire to Vegas. And then I can be around a bunch of people who, because of the population, there was a huge Asian population, and that would fill my soul. Awesome, perfect. And then the pandemic hit. And it was August 2020, and my husband asked me if I would move to Malaysia. And I'm like, okay. I retired in 2021, why not? And then he is huge on researching everything. So he did more research, and Malaysia seemed to be it. And then he was thinking, well, why not the Philippines? And in my mind, I was still honoring my mom's request not to go to the Philippines. And I initially said no, because again, I was honoring my mom's request not to go back to the Philippines. But then I thought, my mom passed in 1996, so that shouldn't dictate anything that I do now, right? I mean, I'm in my 50s. I can make decisions. So my husband started researching living in the Philippines, and we did a lot of research, saving money, watching YouTube, all of it. And it just, as the years went on, it became more and more of a reality. At first, the Philippines was closed, so obviously we couldn't. But then, and it seemed like it took forever to finally get here, but we did. We sold 98% of our stuff and just moved. Should we have come to vacation here for a little bit to enjoy some of the pristine beaches and hike in the mountains and all that fun stuff? Possibly we should have done that, but we didn't. So anybody who watches my videos and thinking, what? This is like the most boring Philippines channel I've ever seen. Well, it's not for you, number one. Number two, this is really about a person who's changing her life to move to the Philippines, and it's not glamorous. So the point of this video is to remind myself of why I did that. Why I moved 13,000 miles away from my family and friends. I mean, okay, so since being here, we've been here a little over 6 months now. I had told my grandma that when I get to the Philippines, I am going to mail you a postcard, and that way you know that I'm here. But I could not figure out the whole mailing system. We had access to a post, at our Airbnb. I think we could have gotten mail, but I didn't know how it worked because I never saw like a post office person, a mail delivery person. And everywhere I walked, I couldn't find a post office. And the ones that I could find were like a far distance away from wherever I was staying, right? And I know I could have walked over there and just made it a day, but I didn't. I just thought it'll get easier. Plus, if my grandma wanted to send me something, she couldn't send me anything because I can't receive mail here because it's an Airbnb. I mean, initially we were in a hotel, 2 Airbnbs, until finally we found a long-term rental, which is a whole nother story. So on a Wednesday, I finally mailed my grandmother the postcard that I had promised her November 2023. And then 2-3 days later, on June 15th, she passes away. So in other words, she will never see that postcard. And it just kind of threw me for a loop because 98% of the time, I'm so grateful I moved here. It's the biggest adventure of my life. It's something that I've wanted since I was 13. But on the other hand, I miss seeing my grandma. I miss seeing my family. I miss seeing my friends. If I could just transport them from the United States here, life would be perfect. But when I taught 5th grade, there was opportunity cost. If you have one thing, you got to give up something else to get whatever, blah, 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 whatever. I mean, my grandma was a spitfire. And she was so excited for me to come here and do something that I've always wanted to do and change my life the way I did. And she was scared for me, but she was also happy for me and excited for me. And she couldn't wait to hear about my new adventure. I can't be with my family to mourn with them. And it's during that time, it is nice to be around other people who you know, who can help you through this. And I am grateful for my husband, who has been so sweet. When I found out, the first thing I said, okay, making bad decisions. We're ordering a shake from Food Panda. It was like the only thing I could think of. And why post a video today? Because I have a really good friend who is having this amazing bridal shower for her daughter, and all of the other friends in the group, and I would have been one of them, they have something planned for her daughter, for the bridal shower. And I would have been a part of that. And I'm not a part of that either. So in 1 week, I have the emotions of mourning a loved one and missing that, and the emotions of missing out on a huge, to me, family event, celebrating a significant life moment. And I'm not there for any of it. I'm 13,000 miles away. I chose it. I don't regret it. And 95, 98% of the time, I am happy with my decision, depends upon the day. But really, for the most part, I love living where we're living. I love the adventure of it and figuring it out. It's just everyone I care about is 13,000 miles away, and I can't be with them. And for my future self, who will watch this when she's 80 or 90, unless YouTube decides to say, this channel's not appropriate, and get rid of it, whatever. Who knows what's going to happen? It's just a reminder, I made the right decision. I just miss my family and friends, and I love them so much, but I miss them more right now. And it's so interesting how within 1 week you can have like this huge roller coaster of emotions, of missing them all for different reasons. And I honestly don't know how to end this video because I accomplished what I wanted to accomplish this video, any of these videos, are basically for me. And I do appreciate anyone who watches them, because I'm sure there are other people who decided to change their lives. And they still have to figure out for themselves, did they make the right decision or not? And if leaving everything they know is worth it, I'm going to say that it's worth it. Because you only have one life. Decide what you want and just go for it. I never want to regret a single decision I make, and I do not regret this decision. I miss and love my family and friends, and I know I did the opposite of shaking my head no. Trying my body language, why did I shake my head no? It's because I'm trying to convince myself. I'm not trying to convince myself. I know that I made the right decision. It just feels like crap right now. It really just feels like crap right now. Because I can't be with the people that I love. Anyway, this is what you call a Midwestern goodbye, where it just continues to linger and linger and linger, and you're wondering, at what point is this going to end? Okay, that helped me snap out of it. Thank you for listening. Now that I'm here in a long-term rental, I'm hoping to do more updates from this very chair and start figuring out, how do you live in another country away from people you love? So, I'll talk to you later.